At the age of 14, I first picked up guitar, and I made some decent progress. I write songs, play the occasional gig, and overall, I'm not that bad. But over the past 2 years, I've prioritized gigging as a drummer and making my own music rather than practicing guitar. And while that other stuff's been good, I'm nowhere near satisfied with my guitar skills. So over the next week, I'm going to lock myself in my room with my guitar, and I won't come out until I can play the solo that will solidify my title as a good guitar player.
So if you know anything at all about metal guitar, you will know just how good the solo in Tornado of Souls by Megadeth is. I remember hearing this solo when I was 14, and I remember the first time I heard it, I pretty much just died inside from how good it was, and I've always wanted to learn this. So this is the perfect challenge for me to take on. I'm definitely scared, but I'm also excited at the same time.
So I plugged in my guitar, searched up a tutorial for the song, and got to work. The first few lines of the solo were relatively easy, and I felt pretty good, but soon I'd realized that this challenge was going to be a lot harder than I expected.
Two hours of practice later, and honestly, I went through most of the solo. I'm not terrible with the easy parts. I'll play you just that intro part here. So obviously it's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. But the thing is, those are the easy parts. They're easy for a reason. Where I'm kind of struggling is there's these sections where he uses a technique called sweep picking, and it sounds really cool when he does it, but I have never actually learned how to sweep pick properly. So me trying to play these sections absolutely sounds like garbage. Here's how it sounds when he plays it. And this is how I sound. So obviously that needs a little bit of practice. There's ones where he does them even quicker and longer. I'm not gonna try and play those for you. I'm not gonna torture you with that. And finally, there's this one section right at the end where he's doing this pattern. I can kind of do it. I can do that fine, but what he does is that pattern keeps going, that same picking pattern. After that, then he moves up like here. Or like something like that. And I can make that stretch. It's just to do that fast is gonna take a lot of work. Other than that, feeling pretty good about it. I guess I'll see you for day 2.
Day 2 was pretty much the same as day 1. I could play some parts fairly well, but the faster sections were kicking my ass.
This is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. Boy! Even this part is like, gonna take me so long to learn. I know that's not the right sweep, but it sounds better than it's something. So if we can't play the full version, maybe we'll, not saying I won't try, but like, only got a week. Like I said yesterday, these sweep picking parts are just something I've never tried before, so I'm gonna try and learn them really slowly, but I have no idea how they're gonna go. We're making progress with the solo, but honestly, I'm not as far along as I thought I'd be. I haven't had as much time to practice as I wanted, and for day 3, I definitely think we're behind in terms of getting this there. The harder parts, like the sweeps, I am getting better at. Let me try that again. I'm just not sure if I have time to get them through. The start of the solo is fine, but once those sweeps come in, from there to the ending is like, it's not there yet.
So, for those of you who don't know, sweep picking is a technique used on guitar for playing super quick arpeggios, and it sounds really cool when it's done well. The only problem for me is I haven't learned how to properly sweep pick yet. You see, sweep picking is a lot different than how you play regular notes on the guitar, because instead of alternating the strokes of the pick, you sweep the pick up and down the strings, and well, I don't sound very good at it yet. So I went into day 5 unsure if I'd be able to get the technique down in time for day 7. Over the last few days, I practiced this solo relentlessly for hours every single day. The parts I could play were starting to sound pretty good, but the sweeps and the faster runs were still giving me grief. Sadly for me, even after dedicating my life to this solo for the past week, I still wasn't able to play it properly. Crazy enough, it turns out that you can't actually speedrun years of mastering an instrument in only 1 week. So even though I technically failed this challenge, I still wanted to play this solo for you guys just because I love it so much. So with the help of the internet and my own little flair, I made a much easier version of this iconic solo for my noob guitar self to play. Now, after recording this for about 2 hours, and a whole bunch of fails,
Several song-filled hours later,
I finally got something right.
Fucking no. This is how many takes it took me to get this one take that sounds decently okay. And even then, it's very far from perfect.
So yeah, this is what speedrunning guitar in a week looks like. To the average person, my solo performance probably doesn't sound that bad.
This is a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
But a real guitar player can tell that I'm faking it. My intonation on the bends really aren't that good, the timing of the fast parts is really sloppy, and overall, you can tell that I only practiced this for a week. I'm far from happy with the way this performance sounded, but I am really happy I took on this challenge, and here's why. For the past few months, I really haven't been enjoying music all that much. When you're super passionate about something and you start trying to make money doing it, you're naturally going to start to get burnt out and stressed, and your passion will start to feel like it's dwindling. And this is kind of how I felt about music over the past little while. But while I was doing this challenge, I felt like I was 14 again, learning songs from my favorite metal bands and just playing guitar just because I enjoyed doing it. It brought back all those memories of when you're struggling to get a certain thing right and how good it feels when you actually can do it. I've been pretty stagnant in my guitar playing over the past little while, but this challenge reignited that passion that made me pick up this instrument in the first place. So I guess technically I didn't really complete this challenge, but I'm glad I didn't, because it left me hungry for more and it reminded me of why I decided to do music in the first place, simply because I love to do it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.